Okay, but you're saying he don't live here, but I have paperwork showing that he does live here. Ma'am? You're his niece? You're his cousin. Okay, and do you know Elvis? Elvis lives in Brooklyn? And where's Shamil? When was the last time you spoke to him? Ah, that's the same answer everybody else. Wait, nobody talks to these people, huh? Well, where do they live? Well, you just said they don't live up here. Okay, now let me ask you a question. If your cousin doesn't live here, why would he put this down as his address? Okay, when did she pass away, if you don't mind me asking? In October? He did this paperwork about a year and a half ago. And who lives in that house now? In the other house? Okay, so would he know how to get a hold of Curtis? And which house is that, dear? Well, then I need your cooperation. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm going to ask you. I'm just going to keep knocking on the door, ma'am. Vince, what's your name?
My name's Michael Cook.
Where you come out of?
My father owns the property here.
Your
Help you
father?
guys? Yes, sir.
So this is who? Your sister in here?
It's my daughter.
That's your daughter. Okay, Mr. Cook, how you doing? My name is Vinny. I'm a recovery agent with the Bail Bonds Company. Pleasure to meet
Okay.
you.
I don't know yet.
Okay, well, that's how I'm extending the courtesy of shaking your hand like a man, okay?
Okay.
Okay? I'm looking for Curtis Collins. Alright, Curtis Collins put down this address as his residence when he did a bond for Shamil Collins. Okay?
Okay.
So you understand my concern?
Okay.
Okay, keep saying okay. So where's Mr. Collins?
He doesn't live here. He actually did. I think I heard my daughter explain to somebody that he's been moved away from here. Curtis has shifted around from. He's my cousin.
Okay.
My mother and his mother are sisters. My mother just died recently.
Okay, I apologize for
So
your
you're
loss.
right. There's probably is a little tension around here. You know, I know you
Absolutely.
guys got a job, but
Absolutely. See, here's my thing, and I'm not here to upset anybody. But when somebody puts down legally on legal binding paperwork that this is their address where they live, and then it's affirmed to on an affidavit that goes to the judge, it becomes more of a criminal problem now.
I got you,
Okay.
and I'm not the
But
smartest guy.
he did live
I'm
here?
not the smartest guy in the world, but I sure ain't the dumbest, and I
Right.
caught what you're saying as quick as you said it.
Right, no, listen,
And
sir,
you
I'm
got
not
what
here.
I said.
I'm not here to
I
insult
have
you.
Curtis lived with me. He was living with his mom. He had a little problem with his mom. He lived with me for a couple of years.
Okay.
Then he's moved around. He's lived with his sister. He's lived in Brooklyn. Curtis.
But he
jumped
was
around.
living here at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to gather, because she's saying, no, I don't know who, he's never lived here. Okay, that's what I'm
Well,
trying to
She
understand.
minds her business.
Okay,
She tells
so
you.
he was living here.
He lived with me. I lived upstairs.
You live upstairs.
I don't live there now.
Okay.
So like I said, my parents had it. I moved down in the basement, and when I moved down in the basement, I had enough of some of his stuff. With some, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
He
that's-
wasn't
I'm not
paying me
here-
rent. Right. You
right.
ain't
No,
you're
he's
getting
being a
into-
mooch.
So he had to go.
Well, isn't he's an older gentleman though, no?
Yeah. He's a little bit younger. I'm 60. I'm 59 years old. He's a little bit younger than me.
Okay. So, and he works for the post office though?
I do not know. I don't keep
Yeah,
track.
because when
of
he
it,
did the
'cause
application, he said he was working for the post office. He said that he lived here for 20 years.
Well, that we're not going to get into, sir. I think the main point of your business is that he's not here.
All right. And how can I get in touch with him?
I have no idea. Like I said, we didn't necessarily part on great terms.
Absolutely, I understand that.
So I do not keep track of my cousins.
Okay. And what about Elvis or Shamil? Do you know whereabouts of either
They're
one
my
of them?
cousins. I don't know their business. I don't know where they're at.
When was the last time you spoke to either one of those two?
I haven't spoken to them since maybe a year or something.
All right. Because we spoke to David. David? That makes sense?
No.
Lives over in
David
Brooklyn.
Collins
David
Jr.
Collins Jr.
I don't know half them guys. My aunt, his mother had about 10
He
kids.
said he lived over in Brooklyn off of Flatbush.
She got my aunt. I grew up with the kids, Curtis and them. We're like I said, I'm 59. They're only we're about a few years different. They got all kind of children and grandchildren now. I have no idea. I think Shamil's one of the grandchildren.
David is kind of older. Junior is 19.
I don't know all theirs.
Because it just seems like the whole family, everybody we spoke to tonight, seems to not have spoke to either one of these people in at least 3 years.
That's very possible.
It's just funny because you're saying I haven't talked to him in 3 years. You're saying it's just like, what the
Look,
fuck?
these guys are like I said. My aunt had 10 children, and one of the oldest sister. I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the oldest sisters that got killed out in Brooklyn.
Okay.
She's got about 3 or 4 kids. The next one got about 3 or 4. I don't even know half their names.
Right.
When you say Shamil, I don't even remember the name we used to call him.
Right. So you could, yeah.
I don't know if that's his real name. You tell me I don't know.
I'll show you a picture.
Yeah. Okay.
You know who he is?
That's my cousin.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's his name is Shamil. All right, so who would have a way of getting a hold of your cousin who allegedly lived here?
Well, Kurt?
Yeah.
I don't know now what to tell you. So he moved with one of his sisters, and I don't know where even now. I know one was in Staten Island.
Okay. All right, is there any of the family, you know, maybe your father or another cousin?
Like I said,
you to?
Kurt, just like I said, I'm straight with you. Kurt, I had him, and all he had to do was contribute to my rent, and he wasn't doing it.
Right, he's a freeloader. He's a bum.
Well, he was, you know.
Right, I mean, that's what you're telling me. A guy's living here, you know what, I'm sure rent was minimal because it's family, and family takes care of family, and you can't even contribute. At the very least, buy some food, put it in the refrigerator for everybody. You know, you're a bum in my eyes.
Well,
you know, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep it real, though. I ain't going to front it with you, you know what I'm saying? And I go to my girlfriend's house, I put fucking food in the refrigerator, I don't even live there. Okay, but I go there and I can get a meal out of it. You know what? You don't feel like I'm just staying on a couch from time to time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know, my family's family. You got
good and bad in every family.
Right. So wherever he is, as far as what he did for Shamil, that's another whole issue too.
See, my whole thing is this: Shamil failed to go to court. He's got 6 felony warrants out of the city of New York now. Okay, so I'm not even worried about the extent of that. Right now, what I'm worried about is finding Mr. Collins, because Mr. Collins owes me a lot of money. He owes me not even that much money. He owes me $5 grand. You know, and he and there's other issues now because he said he lived here, he resided here. We don't have any working phone numbers for any of these people, so it makes our job even more miserable. So what's going to end up happening is we're here at your house tonight, and in the morning I'm going to sit down on my computer with my programs, and I'm going to pull up all the relatives and sisters and uncles, and you're telling me it's a giant family. So I'm sure within the next 48 hours you're going to be like, yo, yeah, they were here. Well, guess what? They showed up at fucking Ramiki's house, and they showed up at Johnny's house, and they were at Betty's house too. You know? Right. That's the nature. Correct. And I'm not. Look, my whole thing is this: I can give 2 shits where Shamil is. I know he's probably down in the Carolinas somewhere. God bless him, because when he gets caught, he's gonna get charged with an automatic 3 years for bail jumping him. I don't even care. What I care about right now is the $5,000 I gotta take out of my pocket to give, you know, to the courts, which is money from my family. Now, this man made an obligation to me and to my business. Okay, you know, so I need to speak to him and see how he's going to rectify that. Can he get Shamil to turn himself over to the authorities, or is he going to pay me the money? You know, and you're telling me he's bouncing all over the place. I mean, he works for the United States Post Office. I would assume.
Yeah, well, I would assume if he does that, you guys could track him down.
The thing is, that's not an issue. Do you know what post office he was working at?
No.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. How many post offices are there in the world?
But you're more on the case than I am. I'm saying once he got out of here, I got nothing to do with it.
Right. What I'm saying, though, is what I'm also trying to say to you is, though, here you go. You have a guy who has a federal job. Yes, post people don't make all that great of a living, but they do make money and they have benefits.
Yeah, but Curtis is a special case here. I think he has some medical condition or something that he doesn't even get paid unless he goes in or something. So I don't know if I'd help you with that.
Okay.
So he's not really making great money like you
think
he would, because he got around the union thing where, you know, he's in the union, but they made some deal. Look, because you don't, whatever, right? You only come in X amount of times and you're missing days, but we'll pay you when you get here. And he probably gets paid less than the temp, more a lot of the weeks.
Okay.
So You know,
Now,
the
how
fact that he even did, I guess, you know, trying to help his, I don't even, you know what? Yeah, or his nephew or whatever he is too.
Right. Now, is there a lot of family down in the Carolinas?
You're telling me about the Collins again. I'm telling you.
No, the Carolinas.
No, I'm saying, you're asking me about the Collins family. That is their generic last name as far as I know their mom's last name.
You're not a
They're-
Collins.
Michael Cook is my name.
Okay, so you're not. How are you related to them?
My mother and his mother are sisters. When my mother just passed, they were sisters.
Okay.
Okay,
okay.
my mother had 6 sisters. His
Okay.
mother is one of them.
Where is?
Collins-
Okay, so where
His
is
mother
Mr.
had
Collins'
10 children.
mother?
You should know that by now. They grew up in Brooklyn. They lived in Brooklyn. When he moved from here, he came from Brooklyn. After he left here, I know it's
Right, but where is your mother's sister? That would be his mother. Do you know where she is? Do you stay in touch with her?
No, I do not.
Okay, that's what I
I
was
know
asking.
she had a problem because of this whole incident, and I think they kicked her out of her apartment because of something with him.
Well, you know what I think? I think Elvis was living over there. Now Elvis
I
had.
know
a
there
bunch-
was something big. I
Yeah.
heard the rumors, but like
Yeah,
I
Elvis
said,
had some big issues too. It seems that Jamil and Elvis, who are brothers, have a constant problem with the law. It seems like they run
yeah,
pretty
well,
hard
that
together.
much I could play crazy and dumb, but
Right, you
know,
got the
I
gist of
know
it. You know the
I
gist.
know what they grew
Right.
up in, whether they were doctors or lawyers or on the
Or-
basketball team.
Right. I got you,
or
Mr.
on
Cook.
the streets. I know that. But as far as keeping track of them, there ain't no news filtering to me about where they at day by day and week
Right,
by week
right. I
because I
understand.
don't deal with them, sir.
All right. All right. Mr. Cook, do you have a phone number? This way I can get in touch if you have any questions or anything. This way I don't have
Sure.
to come knocking at your door again.
Sure, 718
718.
776
Okay.
4626.
4627. And it's Mr. Cook.
Yep.
CEO, okay? Great. Mr. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, like I said, if I have any questions, I'll give you a call. So I don't have to knock on the door again. You know? So I apologize. I will let you know ahead of time. The courts and the police and all the people that are looking for him have this address listed because they use
Got
this
you
address.
on that. That's
No,
why he had
Right.
some mail come here, so I know
Yeah, you can give me
that
my
he
card.
did use it because when he was here.
That's one of my cards, and that's got my number on it.
Okay.
You know, maybe if you speak to anybody that would have a phone number even for him, you know, you just give me a buzz. All right?
All right.
Mr. Cook, God bless. Have a good night, sir.
All right.
Sorry to
Sorry
bother
for
you.
the interruption.
Good night. I'm sorry, dear. Have a good night. I'm sorry to wake you up.